and gentlemen, we at Mirror Now have always fought the good fight when it comes to gender justice. But we are equally aware that justice cannot be blind towards a gender. Tonight on the Urban Debate, we discuss the tragic death of a 34-year-old Atul Subhash, a software techie who died by suicide in Bangalore, leaving behind a trail of haunting allegations. Atul has accused his estranged wife, her family, and even a sitting judge in Uttar Pradesh of harassment and extortion. Even in his death, he has told his story in excruciating detail through a 24-page suicide note and an 80-minute last video. Both of these have gone viral and have painted a very grim picture of despair, of systemic failure and alleged abuse of laws that are actually meant to protect India's citizens. Now, before we listen to an excerpt from Atul's last video, I'm going to advise all our viewers of applying due discretion, because the clip we are going to play may be triggering to some of our viewers. If you need support or know someone who does, please reach out to your nearest mental health specialist. We have a list of resources you can use, and we are flashing that on our screens right now. If you need the help, please seek it. Let's now listen in to Atul Subhash's last words.
कर लेना बेस्ट है मेरे लिए, क्योंकि जो मैं पैसे कमा रहा हूँ उसी से मैं अपने दुश्मन को बलवान बना रहा हूँ। वही पैसे मुझे ही बर्बाद करने के लिए यूज हो रहे हैं, और ये साइकिल बढ़ता ही रहेगा, है ना। मेरे ही टैक्सेस के पैसे से ये कोर्ट, ये पुलिस सिस्टम मुझे और मेरी फैमिली को और बाकी लोगों को भी हैरास करेगा, जो अच्छे लोग हैं। तो जो सप्लाई है वैल्यू का, उसी को खत्म कर देना चाहिए। और एनीवे गेव मी अ सजेशन क्या दे told me to commit suicide, and I think they are right. That's the right solution, what they've suggested me. So I'm gonna take my life now.
Atul's death, ladies and gentlemen, is raising some very urgent questions. Are laws meant to protect women being misused? Is there enough oversight to prevent harassment of the innocent? And most importantly, how do we stop the growing trend of men resorting to such tragic ends? The spotlight this evening is on justice. It is on accountability and the human cost of a broken system. Before I get in voices from both sides, legal experts and advocates for men's and women's rights, I do want to first go across straight to Bikash Kumar, who's Atul's brother. At no point do I want this discourse to be blindly misogynistic or be reduced to a battle of the sexes. But the point, ladies and gentlemen, is simply this. Our laws need to be gender neutral. They cannot be used as tools against husbands. Bikash Modi, you're joining us on the broadcast. Atul was your brother. मैं आपसे जानना चाहती हूँ बिकाश, ऐसा क्या हो गया था, सिचुएशन इस लेवल तक कैसे पहुंच गई कि आपके भाई को लगा कि सुसाइड करने के सिवा मेरे पास कोई चारा नहीं है, दैट आई हैव नो ऑप्शन? विकास, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? तो मैं अपना सवाल आपसे दोबारा पूछती हूँ।
हाँ जी, आ रही है आपकी आवाज।
विकास, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? ओके विकास, जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपके पूरे परिवार के लिए ये मुश्किल की घड़ी है। नमस्कार, जुड़ने के लिए धन्यवाद। आप लाइव हैं इस समय टेलीविजन पर। विकास, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, मुश्किल की घड़ी है, 2-3 सवाल मेरे हैं। सबसे पहले मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ विकास, ऐसा क्या हो गया था कि आपके भाई को लगा कि सुसाइड के सिवा कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है उनके पास? सिचुएशन इतनी खराब कैसे हो गई? ऐसे क्या केसेस थे जो उन पे लग गए थे, जिनको उनको लगा कि वो लड़ नहीं पाएंगे इनके अगेंस्ट?
मैडम, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि ऐसा कुछ बातों में हमें कभी प्रतीत नहीं हुआ कि उसे कुछ ऐसा कुछ दिमाग में चल रहा है या समथिंग ऐसा वो कुछ कभी कर सकता है, बिकॉज जिस दिन उसने की है
ठीक है. I think we need to fix our audio and video with Bikash Modi. He is Atul's brother, and we'll try and just get across to him. मैं एक बार और कोशिश करना चाह रही हूँ. विकास, अगर आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है तो आप अपना जवाब दीजिए प्लीज.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, आ रही है आवाज? आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
जवाब प्लीज कंटिन्यू करिए.
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
जी, मेरे को आपकी आवाज आ रही है विकास, बिल्कुल क्लियर आ रही है. आप अपना जवाब दीजिए प्लीज.
कि वो किसी भी टाइम किसी भी टाइम हमें ऐसा नहीं लगा था कि वो ऐसा कुछ कर सकता है. इवन वो इतना ब्रेव था कि कभी किसी सिचुएशन में फंस जाता था. ही ऑलवेज कम्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी कि अरे क्या हो गया, ऐसा कुछ, क्या दिक्कत है तुझे, मैं बैठा हूँ, मेरे होते हुए तुझे क्या दिक्कत हो सकती है, लाइक दैट. तो हमेशा वो सामने आ सकता था. इतना बड़े दिल का था वो. ये कैसे कर सकता है, सिर्फ मुझे ये समझ में आता है जब वो मैंने वीडियो देखा तो मुझे समझ में आया कि कितनी सारी चीजें थी जो उसने अपने मन में रखी हुई थी. कितनी सारी सिस्टम्स के फ्लॉ है जिसको यूज करके उसको टॉर्चर किया जा रहा था मेंटली. कितने सारे करप्शंस हैं इंडिया में, जो इवन जज हो वो हमारे देश में, या जिसके ऊपर हम भरोसा करते हैं कि वो कम से कम न्याय तो सही देंगी, है ना. इनके नाम्स भी मेंशन किए गए हैं मेरे उस सुसाइडल नोट में. तो अगर न्याय के गद्दी पे जो बैठने वाली इंसान है, अगर न्याय ही अगर हमें सही नहीं मिलेगा तो हम किसके पास गुहार लगाएंगे. हमारे पास सिर्फ एक ही रास्ता होता है जो कि सुसाइडल ही बनता है. लॉ को ऐसा यूज किया जाता है कि आप एक चीज के, अगर आप उस चीज से बाहर निकल गए हो, उसके बाद दोबारा उस चीज को डाला जा सकता है. ये भी लॉ में सिस्टम है. और 9 या 10 केसेस ऐसे हैं जो फॉल्स केसेस डाल दिए गए हैं. आप कभी ये चीज नहीं देखते कि महिला ने क्या केसेस डाले हैं, मेरिट्स क्या है उस केस का, क्या वो मेरिट के लायक भी है केस डालने के पहले या नहीं है. बिकॉज एडवोकेट्स आर देयर. लॉ को की जितनी धज्जियां उड़ाई जा सकती हैं वो उड़ाते हैं. हमारे मेन के पास एक ऐसा लॉ बता दीजिए जिसके पास हम जाके अपनी गुहार बता सकें कि ये सारी चीजें गलत है. आपने निर्भया हुआ तो आपने लॉ में ऐसे ऐसे प्रावधान डाल दिए गए जिसका आज की डेट में मिसयूज हो रहा है. और ये एक ऐसा बताया जाता है कि शादी कर लो और उसके बाद जो है वो डिवोर्स लेने की कहानी आती है, और डिवोर्स लेने के बाद आपको 50% का राइट मिल जाता है कि you get 50% of husband's earned money as husband's assets. तो मुझे ये जानना है कि देश में ये भी एक कानून है जिसमें ये कहा जाता है कि लड़कियों का भी हक होता है 50% अपने माँ बाप के सारे एसेट्स पे. तो जब वो शादी करती हैं तो वो 50% एसेट्स अपने हस्बैंड के यहाँ लेके आती हैं क्या? अगर वो ऐसा नहीं करती हैं तो कहाँ गया सिस्टम, कहाँ गया वो लॉ? और वो सिस्टम नहीं है तो आप शादी, कभी आप ऐसा सुने हो कि लड़की कमाती हो 20 लाख और लड़का कमाता हो 6 लाख तो शादी हो जाएगी? कभी ऐसा नहीं होगा. रेयरेस्ट ऑफ द रेयर. अगर मैं लव मैरिज की बात ना करूं, अरेंज मैरिज में तो ऐसा नहीं होता नॉर्मल.
मैं आपके भाई के पास मैं वापस आपके भाई के पास ये की बात करना चाहती हूँ. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, आपने बोला है कि मेरे भाई की सुसाइड सिस्टमैटिक फेलियर है, जुडिशियल फेलियर भी है. ऐसा क्या हो गया था कोर्ट में?
मैडम, आपने वो सुसाइडल वीडियो में जो कि वायरल है ऑलरेडी, उसमें उसने बताया है कि कैसे उसका टॉर्चर किया जा रहा था कोर्ट में बुला के. जब मीडिएशन हो रही थी जिस टाइम पे, उस टाइम पे दोनों को बुलाया गया था, जिसमें जज साहिबा बैठी हुई थी वहाँ. और उसमें बुला के ये बोला गया था कि 3 करोड़ रुपए हमें चाहिए। तो वो मेरे भाई ने बोला कि मैडम पैसे क्या पेड़ पे उगते हैं क्या? तो ऐसे केसेस में तो लोग सुसाइड ही कर सकते हैं मैम। तो उधर से उनकी वाइफ ने उसको बोल रहा है कि तुम क्यों नहीं सुसाइड कर लेते फिर? एंड जज साहिबा वहां बैठ के हंस रही है। तो ये तो हमारे देश का कानून है जहाँ पे इतनी सारी बातें हो जाती है जज के सामने में, पता नहीं कैसे। मुझे तो नहीं लगता कि ऐसा होना भी चाहिए कभी। और 3 करोड़ रुपए किस बेसिस पे मांगा जा सकता है? इवन मेंटेनेंस जो दिया जा रहा था मेरे भाई के द्वारा एक बच्चे का, जो कि अभी एट प्रेजेंट 4 साल का भी नहीं हुआ है, वो 40,000 रुपीज दिया जा रहा था और वो 80,000 रुपीज के ऊपर एरियर एक कुछ है। आई डोंट नो अबाउट द लीगलिटी कि क्या वर्ड होता है, बट एरियर करके कुछ है। वो 40,000 और मतलब 80,000 रुपीज मांगा जा रहा था। और देश में ऐसा भी कानून है कि अगर आप 80,000 देने के लिए आप लायक हैं तो उसको फिर बढ़ाया भी जा सकता है। तो देयर इज नो स्टॉपेबल ऑफ एनीथिंग।
तो विकास, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी,
कैसे
आप कह रहे हैं कि जो हमारे देश के लॉज हैं और आप कह रहे हैं कि हमारे जो देश में लॉज हैं, क्योंकि वो जेंडर न्यूट्रल नहीं हैं, दे कैन बी यूज्ड एज टूल्स अगेंस्ट हस्बैंड्स, जो कि आपके भाई के केस में हुआ था। मैं आपसे क्विकली जानना चाहती हूँ विकास कि आप लोगों के ऊपर कौन कौन से केसेस लगाए गए थे, क्योंकि आई बिलीव केस सिर्फ आपके हस्बैंड पे नहीं, आपकी पूरी फैमिली पे इंक्लूडिंग आप पे भी लगाया गया है।
मैडम मेरे ऊपर केसेस लगाए गए हैं, बट आई डोंट नो द सेक्शंस ऑफ केसेस बिकॉज आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज हैंडल्ड बाय ब्रदर ओनली। और केसेस लगाए गए हैं, ये मैं बताना चाहता हूँ आप लोगों के द्वारा लोगों को कि मैं अपनी भाभी से आज तक सिर्फ 2 बार ही मिला हूँ, जो कि वो जिस दिन शादी होके आई थी घर पर, तो 2 दिन मिला हूँ मैं उनसे। उसके बाद आज तक, इवन चाइल्ड होने के बाद भी मैंने कभी आज तक उनसे मुलाकात नहीं की है। My father met with her only 4 days, that is 2 days, जब वो मैरिज करके आई थी अपने घर पर, वो उस दिन 2 दिन मिले थे। उसके बाद 2 दिन उनके फादर की जब डेथ हो गई थी तो उसमें वो गए थे, तो ये 4 दिन हम लोग मिले थे। इस 4 दिन और 2 दिन में हमारे और मेरे पापा के ऊपर भी केस डाला गया। मदर ज्यादा दिन इसलिए मिली हैं क्योंकि जब प्रेगनेंसी थी भाभी को, तो वो यहाँ आके रही थी बैंगलोर में भैया के घर पर, तो वो उस टाइम पे ज्यादा मिली थी। उनके ऊपर भी केस डाला गया है। मेरा भाई सिर्फ गया है कि इस आवाज को उठाने के लिए गया है कि आप सारे सिनेरियोज को देखो, और सिनेरियोज को देखने के बाद जस्टिस तो होना चाहिए उसके साथ, जस्टिस तो मिलनी चाहिए उसके साथ। अगर वो गलत है तो उसने अपने लास्ट विश में भी लिखा है कि अगर मैं हार गया तो मेरी अस्थियां जो है वो कोर्ट के बाहर जो गटर हो उसमें फेंक देना, और अगर मैं जीता तो ये मेरी हस्तियां गंगा में बहाना। तो मैं सिस्टम से चाहता हूँ कि
I don't even know what to say.
जो भी उसने बोला है उस पे
I don't even know what to say. I mean, he has certainly started a debate in this country, Bikash, and a debate that is much required, I would say. But it didn't really need the death of a man, the suicide of a man, of a husband, for us to debate all of this. You want justice. In fact, a placard in the house when he committed suicide says justice is due. And maybe justice is due. I'll leave it there, Bikash. Bikash, I'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us. मुश्किल का समय है, फिर भी आपने समय निकाला बात करने के लिए, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you very much. Deepika Narayan Bharadwaj is an activist. She's a documentary filmmaker joining us on the broadcast. Rekha Agarwal is a family lawyer, and Talish Ray is an advocate. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, ladies, all 3 ladies this evening, I don't want this to be a battle of the sexes, because this is not about men versus women. We don't want to reduce this to a misogynistic debate as well. But what has happened, Deepika, is completely heartbreaking, And we know for a while now, and the Supreme Court has said this over and over again, that laws like cruelty against women, the dowry law, domestic violence law are the most misused laws in this country?
Shreya, I'm sitting on your debate after I think numerous such cases, and I have said it on your debate time and again that जब किसी आदमी की इस तरह से डेथ होती है तब हम कभी भी डिबेट नहीं करते हैं. It is very unfortunate that Atul had to leave, and in this way, for us to be even debating this. Otherwise, I've always been on your debate when we have been discussing anything wrong that happened to a woman, and then we were looking at the other side. I think this is perhaps first time in my last 12 years of working on men's issues that a man's life is being valued as the primary side, and then we look at the other side. It is definitely not a battle of sexes, but it is a battle that just too many men are facing in today's time in India, and it needs to be a mainstream debate. This man was not facing one case, two case, 9 cases. His father and his brother, he had, you heard his brother, he had kept his family aside to protect them. He was facing it all on him, because his marriage failed and his wife implicated each and every family member. His father met that woman only for 4 days, but he is accused of murder, he is accused of domestic violence, he is accused of dowry demand. Okay, and he had to travel 120 times in the last 2 years from Bangalore to Jaunpur when his wife was not really residing also in Jaunpur. He had raised this argument of jurisdiction because this man had clearly started learning law, and that's where a lot of fighters who become fighters and fight these cases, false cases, Shreya, they start learning law. But eventually you come to a point where when you realize that the system is so stacked up against you, and in Atul's words, you are feeding the system to be weaponized against you. He refused to be that ATM. He was giving money. First, it was 40,000
Okay.
rupees per month. Then there was a domestic violence case in which the demand was for 2 lakh rupees per month. Someday he would definitely would have to make this as interim maintenance. There are men who are earning well, but who do not have the option to even see their child for whom they are paying. Just understand the grief of these individuals. What are they being punished for? For a marriage failing?
Okay. Deepika, I also want to just tell our viewers that in the video, and it's a very distressing 80-minute video, he actually he has documented this entire journey. One particular video is showing him actually begging his wife to give him access to the child. The wife doesn't respond, and then finally says, I will not, do what you can.
Yeah.
He also talks about the fact that my child is innocent, but he is being used as a tool, as a weapon against me. It's an extortion tool that he's being used as. Rekha Agarwal, how is the law so broken and lopsided that it pushes a man to suicide? Our laws need to be gender neutral. I don't have to say it. The law has to take care of it. But the fact is, and again I'm quoting the Supreme Court here, the fact is that the laws are all stacked against the men when it comes to marital dispute. And lawyers many times are the ones to blame for it. Jaise hi you go to file a divorce, what's the first thing your lawyer will tell you if you're a woman? Madam, dowry ka case laga dijiye. Pressure banane ke liye. Sirf husband pe nahi, puri family pe dowry ka case laga dijiye. Mental harassment, physical abuse ka case laga dijiye. Cruelty against me ka case laga dijiye. That's the first thing a lawyer advises a woman, ki aap pressure banaiye to aapko paisa milega. Our laws, I mean, this case is showing us very clearly that laws that were meant to protect women are now being weaponized against the men. That wasn't the intent of the law.
Shreya, you're absolutely right that when all these laws were made, which seem to be prima facie pro-women, for women, and against men. So there is a background to it which we must not forget, that in our country where to some extent if we go back to our history, our social and cultural history, women were at one point of time treated as a second-grade citizen, and they were not able to, voice whatever torture they were going through in their matrimonial lives, at the hands of their husbands or their in-laws. And that is why, first of all, this Section 498A Indian Penal Code, the dowry death syndrome that had happened in our country, that is where Section 498 was introduced. Before that, there was no such section. So there were many women who would suffer such kind of physical or mental cruelties at the hands of their husbands, and they would either be murdered, which would be passed off as a, cylinder burst kar gaya to bahu ki death ho gayi, or such kind of things, or the wife would have committed suicide and it would be passed off as, oh, वो तो पागल थी, उसने तो अपना suicide कर लिया. तो इस तरह की बातें होती थी. That is why Section 498 Indian Penal Code was introduced. It is extremely unfortunate that over the years, the beneficial reason for which this section had been introduced in the Indian Penal Code, slowly and steadily it started being misused. I do accept that as a lawyer, and that is why landmark judgments have been, propounded by the Honorable Supreme Court, where they have said, where the courts have told the cops to go slow in such kind of cases and not go around harassing the husband and harassing the in-laws. In fact, there's a judgment of Anesh Kumar versus State of Bangalore, where the State of Karnataka, where the Supreme Court has laid down guidelines in such kind of dowry harassment cases, where now, the reality is that now the situation is that there was a time when husbands and in-laws were, they had to go around looking for anticipatory bail. They used to go underground. I myself have done those cases, either for the husband, for the wife, where the laws were absolutely against husbands. But now the situation has changed, where the courts are realizing that those good laws have now become bad laws. And there's also a talk that Section 498A should now become a bailable offense, so that those women who file such kind of complaints only with the motive हस्बैंड को अरेस्ट करवा देंगे, सास ससुर को अरेस्ट करवा देंगे, उनको जेल भेज देंगे, उनकी तब शक्ल देखेंगे जब वो जेल जाएंगे. So who file such kind of complaints with such kind of devious intentions, they are, that evil is nipped in the bud, and the husbands get bail right at the beginning. So again, now talking about other laws, that the protection of women from domestic harassment, domestic violence. There was no law earlier to protect women from domestic violence, because that was supposed to be something जो हर घर में होती है. शादी के बाद में बर्तन बोलते हैं, सबके घर में झगड़े होते हैं. So या तो आप कोर्ट में जाके अब डाइवोर्स का केस फाइल करो, or you suffer silently. So now ultimately the courts had to recognize the fact that domestic violence, be it a married woman or whether it is an unmarried woman, women do suffer domestic violence. That is a reality, whether it is physical, economic, emotional, etc. So the laws were made with those, noble, thoughts at that time, keeping the scenario in mind that women were subjugated to a great extent. Now, I'm not talking about, all the urban women who are living in metros and, who are probably having cushy jobs. Yes. So there are a lot of women who are, having very cushy jobs and who are leading very comfortable lives, at least economically. Yes. But still, they also use these kind of laws. And ultimately, the biggest problem is that whenever there is any discord in the marital life, it is like all war, and at that time, all that the woman and her parents probably is कि इसको सबक सिखाना,
but
इसको
laws
husband को और इसके
are not tools of vengeance.
एक सबक सिखाना. And all these cases are
but Talish Ray, laws are not,
sorry,
ma'am,
sure.
just a minute, but
But
Talish Ray,
ultimately they do
laws
become-
are not supposed to be
They do
tools of
become.
vengeance. They do become tools of vengeance, but they're not supposed to be.
They are not supposed to be, but they become
therefore-
gradually.
Therefore, the courts have to ensure. Okay.
They become
Okay,
gradually.
ma'am, just a minute.
They become
Just a minute. ठीक.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Deepika, go ahead, then I'll get in Talish. Okay.
Pursue these
Deepika,
cases
come
with
in. I thought you wanted to
but
make a
thankfully
point.
now we have the system of mediation, and the cases are now resolved in an amicable manner.
No, but Rekha ma'am, if men are to be punished for doing
Rekha
wrong
ji.
to women, why should women not be punished who are
Yes.
harassing men? How many cases, Rekha ma'am, do you know where a false 498
Absolutely, they should be punished.
led to
So all
imprisonment
cases,
of a woman?
so all
No, ma'am.
cases.
No, false cases are being trivialized. There is no
No,
punishment.
let me tell you,
woman gets
Deepika, over
punished.
here,
Cases,
that
ma'am.
very
For filing
recently,
false cases
that
against
whenever
their
there are
husbands
false
and their
cases,
in-laws.
Ma'am, Rekha ma'am, why
Deepika,
would
not at
woman
all. I'm
be
not at
punished
all.
if she's
I'm not
filing
even,
a
not at all
false case?
supporting the women who file false cases.
But why there
They
is no
should be.
deterrent, Rekha ma'am? That's we
If
have
they
come
file
to
a
the
false
point
case,
of
they should be
Atul giving
punished.
up his
And
life.
if
There is no
the
deterrent
deterrence
against
is
women
that the courts
misusing
are
the law.
coming down, Deepika, let me
No,
tell
ma'am.
you.
How do you know of
Deepika,
any
let me
one
tell you over
woman who
here
was
that
jailed
very
for filing a
recently,
false
very
case, Rekha
recently,
ma'am?
just a few months
Okay.
ago, yes,
Ladies,
yes,
ladies, just a minute.
498
if a
Ladies,
woman,
just
if
a
a
minute.
man, if a man,
The point is,
yes.
no, ladies, just a minute. The point is, if the courts were bringing in some
The
deterrence,
case has to be
the fact
proved
is,
to be
this
false
man,
or true.
Atul Subhash, would not have felt as helpless as he did. The system defeated him. That's the truth. Our legal system defeated him. Our entire system defeated him. Talish Ray, which is why people like Deepika Bharadwaj and many men in this country. 1 minute, Rekha ji, let others come in. Many men in this country and people like Deepika Bharadwaj have come on this platform and argued against marital rape, against saying let there be punishment against marital rape in this country. Outlaw
Yeah.
it. They are saying there are
So
enough laws in this country to be used as tools and to harass men. Now you bring in another one.
right. No, so let's take a step back here. Let's take a step back when there is a marriage that takes place in India. Mostly, especially amongst most of the religions, it's considered a sacrament. So what happens when there is a breakup of marriage? The first thing that is there is the inability of all of us when we grow up to deal with the fact that something which is considered a sacrament is that which is ordained by God, has broken down. And at that point in time, that's where the laws start to fail procedurally. Because if one is to look at the Family Court Act of 1984, one of the few things that it says in its introduction, in a very short introduction, it says that the courts ought to adopt an approach radically different from that adopted in ordinary civil proceedings. And that radical difference was supposed to have come in, but currently society has also moved on from 1984. And there is a need that needs to be put in terms of counseling both parties in order for them to be able to make informed decisions. So insofar as there is a reality that when two parties are at war and they come in, even the mediation exercise becomes that of an endurance for any of the parties. The second part to it, which is actually fairly important here, and nobody seems to be bringing out, is that in India we do not have a provision for an irretrievable breakdown of marriage, which is to say that if one party wants to walk away from that marriage and the second party chooses not to walk away, this leads to various cases with spouses fighting within the system. And we as lawyers have seen there are cases that go on for a decade plus, where the push and pull is all about how is it strategically that we can get another party
The
into a
process
place
becomes the
accepting
punishment.
it. Then the third, and the process then becomes a punishment. It is actually an ego war. Day in and day out, we see that. The idea is that people want justice. Now, in a marriage that has gone wrong, and I'm not talking about a criminal offense here, I'm saying there is a marriage that has gone wrong where two people do not see eye to eye with anything. An irretrievable breakdown has happened, and yet that is not recognized. The third very essential point that I want to bring in here is also that while we may have a plethora of law on how maintenance and division of property might take place, there is no one clear-cut guidelines. In every case, it's about the facts and circumstances of the case. And it's a very similar thing where visitation for children are concerned. So please, and I want to bring that in, because to me, the most heart-wrenching element is this man who's begging for his child as an access to, as a father to his child. And parental alienation is already beginning to creep in when his wife turns around and says, no, I'm not interested in allowing access. And that's where we see that there is a lacuna, because you have to keep fighting for it. Whereas a parent, and it has been acknowledged by even the UN Convention for Child Rights, that it needs both parents, and that need not be a contention or a debate that's going on.
Talish, the point is, the limited point I'm making this evening is this. Subhash Atul's suicide, his suicide note, his suicide video is something that needs to be debated in this country. And what needs to be debated in this country is that our laws need to be gender neutral. They cannot, laws that are pro-women, that were supposed to protect women, cannot become tools of vengeance against men. Not just vengeance, but extortion as well.
And that's the
Laws
point
should not be such that they push men to suicide. I
This
hope
is
that
something that
I hope
judge
that
after
very
judge-
difficult conversation now takes place in this country. We leave it there. No, ma'am, I'm out of time. I just hope that very important conversation begins in this country after Atul Subhash's suicide. It is something for all of us to think about. You may be in a bad marriage. You may be going through a divorce. Is it really necessary to drag your spouse and his entire family, make cases like murder, dowry charges, rape charges against the entire family? Is it necessary to go down that route? And more importantly, as Deepika is saying, if there are women who are misusing these laws and making false cases, why are they not being punished? That is a big failing of the law. Ladies and gentlemen, we leave it there for the moment. Think about what we have spoken about today. For the moment, a quick break. There's more on the other side.